Hi, this is Hans. Hope all is well. I just wanted to go over a few things I captured before I began doing a commentary. These were either captured in my side yard here in Sylmar or at a UFO sighting event that happened in Los Angeles, Monterey Park, Signal Hill, or Southgate. I was either by myself, with Robert Bingham, or Fausto Perez. They communicate with the unexplained aerial phenomenon and ask them to come to our location. And they come. Anywhere from 20 to 50 objects will visit our area. We see the craziest things. The coolest thing about them is that they'll teach you how to do this so that you can do them on your own. If you're into UFOs, I highly recommend you associate with these guys. So this first one was a thing that we call a marker. A marker is something that will catch your eye and draw your attention. This could be a plane, chemtrail, helicopter, or even a balloon. Any sort of aerial debris. This is one of the reasons why you should videotape these usual objects because something may show up. This begs the question, do they want to be seen? Here's one that's shot by a star-looking object that did not have a tether connected to it. I'm still trying to figure out why a large percentage of balloon-looking objects that we see don't have tethers. This same object had another one shoot right by it, but this time shot above it. Now notice that this orb was equidistant from the marker. You could tell this because the marker blurs out and so does the flyby orb. I measured the pixels in real time and found out that this object was moving 147 feet per second or 100 miles per hour. Here it is again. When I call for them, I always ask them, teach me something so that I may teach others. This one was really far away. To me, this one looked like an upside down mushroom with a shiny stem. This next one I captured with Robert Bingham. I call it Audrey too because it reminded me of one of the main characters on Little Shop of Horrors. It almost looks like a sock puppet, yet it looks shiny and has no color. Someone's gonna have to look this one up because it looks like there's a tentacle hanging down from it. I used to have a problem with a tether-like dangler hanging from objects. If I saw one, I assumed that what I was looking at was a balloon and disqualify it from an atmospheric animal. And that would make sense if the object looked like a balloon and portrayed balloon-like characteristics. But what if you were looking at something that shows distinctive, atypical features? These atmospheric animals or anomalies may contain dangling appendages like jellyfish and could be used for feeding, stability, mobility, or even contain venom. This next one was captured a week later on my Panasonic V520. Again, you can tell that this orb was equidistant from the marker as it flies by. So before I go over this next one, I wanted to show you some balloon basics. The typical tether on a balloon has a width of 3/16 of an inch. At its thickest, this is less than a 1/4 inch thick. The side view reveals that the tether has the width of a hair. So if you put the thickest portion of the tether side by side, it would take 64 tethers to equal the width of a balloon. 64 side by side. So check this one out. Look how thick the tether is. I know there's going to be a lot of cognitive dissonance here. This one definitely breaks the rules of intuitive reasoning, but only if you are paying attention. If this was a multi-tether object, the tethers would expand or fray, not converge like a dog's tail. Again, you have to ask yourself how many tethers you see before your eyes can you put side by side to make up the width of this object. Now, if you saw this for the very first time, you would think, this is just a balloon, but I'm hoping you know better now. Other pictures show that the tether is actually protruding out of the back of this object like a ponytail. Here's another one that from a distance looked relatively common. I captured this one at Robert Bingham's UFO Summoning Event in February around Valentine's Day. It came in relatively close. From the distance, it looked like a cluster of heart balloons, but if you look closely, you'll see that this cluster is what Robert Bingham calls melded. It looks like the structures are melted together. And if you ask me, it looks a little gooey. It looks like to me that they're a string of internal organs. I mean, check this one out. It looks like a vein. Just to let you know, I'm capturing this one with my telescope. We're not supposed to be seeing this. If these things are anomalies, could they dress up seasonally? Could the more progressive ones try to conform, adapt, or even transform into what they see around them? This is what we see in nature with other mimics. This begs the question, why do they do this? Well, if they're biological, they're probably trying to fake out their predators because they are stronger and faster than they are. If they're mechanical, well, they're probably trying to fake us out. We were able to capture this one at a UFO sighting event at Hilltop Park in Signal Hill, California. It's about 2.5 miles away from the beach, very beautiful, it's got an incredible view, onshore breeze with lots of objects showing up. I tried to zoom in on this one with my telescope, but it stayed small. This tells me that it was very big and very far away. Now, I'm not sure if you've ever seen a daytime viewing of Venus, but it usually shows up as a half moon. If this was Venus, this is probably one of the best daytime sightings you'll ever see of this planet. The cool thing about this one is that a blue orb slowly flies by it horizontally. Incredible. Here's another one that was captured at Hilltop Park. It was captured by Marky, a fellow ufologist and an incredible UFO communicator. This one was one of my favorites of the day. This one came in, hovered for about 30 seconds, and then moved on. There must have been about 20 of us trying to capture this one on video, but we all failed. Marky was the only one that was able to capture this one with his camera. This one was just meant to be. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. Please join us if you're in the Los Angeles area as we do unexplained aerial phenomenon research together. Please join LA UFO Channel on meetup.com and we'll let you know when our next UFO sighting event is. We'll see you next time.